Hi Ashton. We're going to get started on the math lesson for today, which you can find on page 125 in your math book, and it's actually for lesson 4 in module 4. It's page 125, and it's the more practice / homework page we're going to be working out of here, and we're going to use what you did prior to the break with the division of multiple digits divided by like a 4-digit number divided by a 2-digit number. We're going to use that, and I'm going to show you how to do that and use it for decimals. Okay, so I'm going to switch this around. So this is what the top of the page looks like. I'm on page 125, and I'll just show you. I'm going to do a little bit of work on this blank space below here, and we will work through some of these questions together. Okay. So it says Fiona can assemble a bookcase in 8/10 of an hour. She works for 4 hours. How many bookcases can she assemble in this time? Well, if you think about what are they asking us here? They're telling us that it takes them 8/10 of an... Oh, sorry, got a little blurry there. Oh boy, there we go. It's telling you that it takes 8/10 of an hour to build a bookshelf, and she works for 4 hours. How many bookcases can she assemble in this time? So, if we take our 4 hours and we're dividing that by the number of bookcases, or the amount of time, that it takes her to build a bookcase, we're taking 4 and dividing it by this amount. Okay? Now, the problem is you got a whole number here and you've got a decimal here. So we can use the strategy for finding equivalent numbers, which is to multiply both times the same amount. So if I multiply 8/10 times 10, I would get 8 wholes. That would move my decimal point over one space like that. So now that makes this 8, that 0.8, a regular 8. So now if I've multiplied the outside times 10, the inside number here also gets multiplied times 10. So that's like 4 times 10. So now I have 40 on the inside. Well, that's a much easier division problem now. Now I have 40 divided by 8, which is 5, with nothing remaining. So that tells me that 5 is my quotient. Now if you look at our original question here, it says, how many bookcases can she assemble in this time? Well, we just go with what our answer was, which is 5. Okay? Don't forget to put your label. Okay? Now number 2. It says 1 kilogram is approximately 2.2 pounds. About how many kilograms are there in 34 76 hundredths pounds? So what we would do is, now, I will take, this is my problem now, I'm going to take that amount, 34 76 hundredths pounds, divided by 2 2/10. Okay? Now, you can just kind of tell yourself in your head that you're going to multiply each of these by 10. So all you're really doing is moving this decimal point over one place there, move it over one place here. So now my new problem will look like 347.6 divided by 22. Okay? We can do that because we've multiplied them both by the same number equally. And now from this point, I just take this decimal point and I move it straight up, just like that. Okay? Now I'm just going to divide as I normally would. I've got 22 here, so 22 can't go into 3, so I have to look at 34. 22 can go into 34 one time, and now I subtract and get 12. I'll bring down this 7 here. Now I think 22 times 4 is 88. I think I could go in a 5th time. So I'm going to put a 5 up here. And I know that 20 times 5 is 100. 2 times 5 is 10. So that's 110. And I can subtract that, and I get 17. So that works. Now I'm going to bring down my 6. Okay. So when I did it 5 times, it equaled 110. So let's maybe think about perhaps 8. That seems like it might be a good fit. 22 times 8 is 176. Oh, good guess by me. Okay, so now I get 176 with no remainder. So my answer is 15 and 8/10. So there would be about 15 and 8/10 kilograms in 34 and 76/100 pounds. Okay? Okay, let's look at number 3 together now, Ashton. It says Stanley can purchase a 15 and 4/10 ounce bottle of olive oil for $5.39 or a 23 and 6/10 ounce bottle of olive oil for $7.08. Which one is the better buy? Okay? So I'll tell you what. We first need to think about which is the bigger bottle over here. Okay? So the bigger bottle is this larger one here for $7.08. So this amount goes with this. So this bottle is 23 and 6/10 ounces. And then this smaller bottle over here for $5.39, that's the one that goes with this amount here, 15 and 4/10. So that will be 15 and 4/10. So this is what we're going to divide. We're going to take this number here and divide by that. We're going to take this number here and divide by that. Okay? So which is the better buy? That's what we need to do. We need to think about what is 23 and 6/10 ounces divided by $7.08. And then we also need to think about 15 and 4/10 divided by $5.39. Okay? So you can see the difficulty of these questions is really kind of ramping up. So we just need to keep things simple. We need to keep it in mind. Remember what you did with the dividing of the decimals. Okay? And we need to get a solution for each one of these. So this is 2 separate problems within one. Okay? When we divide, we're going to move the decimal point over 2 places, or 1 place in each number. So what this is going to be is this will actually be like dividing 236 divided by 70.8. And then this down here will be like dividing, we're going to move this decimal point over. We did that one. We're going to move that one over. We're going to make this now 154 divided by 53.9. Okay? And we're trying to find which one is the better buy. So in other words, which one is going to be the cheaper price based on the ounces. Okay? So in order to do that, we need to divide both of those numbers. Okay? I'm going to pause the video right now and give you a chance to work those out. And then I want you to pause the video as well. And when you come back, we'll see how your work compares with mine. All right, Ashton, I just realized as I went to start solving, I made a critical mistake here. Did you catch it? If I'm dividing 23.6 divided by 7.08, if I only move the decimal point 1 place, I'm still going to have a number here that has a decimal point in it. So I need to move that decimal point 1 more time. So I actually need to move this again. Now you might say to yourself, but there is no decimal point here. What do? Well, you add a decimal point, and then you move it over a place to here. If I'm going to do that, then I also need to add a 0 right there, because I'm multiplying times, not just 10 this time, but 100. So now I've got 708 going into 2,360. Okay? That was sort of a late catch by me. All right? Now, I assume that we're going to have the same situation with the next set of numbers, which we do. If it was just 154 divided by 53.9, I still have a decimal on the outside. Okay? So I need to move this baby over 1 more time. And since there's nothing there, I need to put a decimal point there, add a 0, and move it over 1 more time. So now it's going to be like having 1,540 by 539. Okay? So those are my new problems that I'm going to use to help me solve. Okay? Now that we've got it set up, I will pause again. Okay, in my first division problem, I guessed that I thought this number 700 would go in there about 3 times, and that number does work. I get 2,124 with a remainder of 236. Now, since we're dealing with decimals, we don't have a remainder that we're going to work with. We're just going to continue to divide by adding zeros. So I'm going to add another 0 there and bring it down. Now, when I look here, this 2360 looks familiar. That's what I started with up here. And it went in 3 times exactly. So I know that this will go in 3 more times, and it's going to leave me with no remainder. I like that. Okay? So my answer, I just take this decimal point and move it straight up. My answer is 3 3/10. And since this is money, it would be $3.30 per ounce. Okay? Now over here, 539 going into 1,540. I'm going to guess that this is going to be about, I don't know if I'll be able to get in there 3 times. What do you think? I don't know. I better just check that on the side here. 539 times 3, 9, 11, 15, 16. Yeah, that's too much. So I'm only going to be able to go in there 2 times. And my decimal point is at the end here, so I'm going to move that up. And I might need to use some more zeros to help me solve here. I'm going to see what I get when I do 539 times 2. And I get 1,078. Okay, I'm going to subtract here. Now I have 462. That doesn't work. So I need to add a 0, bring it down. Now I have 4,620. Yikes. Let's see here. I'm going to go with, maybe, well, 3 was 1,617. Maybe 6 or 7. Let's see what I get here. If I do 539 times 7, 3, 6, 21, 27, 35, 37, 3,773. I think I can go in one more time, actually. 539 times 8 is 4,312. Okay? So I went in there 8 times. I have 308 left. So I'm going to bring another 0 down. 3,080. And looks like I'm going to have to use 6 for this one. 3,080. So I've got to do 539 times 6. Holy smokes. 18, 23, 32. So 3,234. No, that's too big. I only needed 5. Oh my goodness. 539 times 5. 15, 19. 2,695. $385. Okay, now, once I get to this point, I can sort of see, well, you can't see because it's blurry. I can sort of see a dollar amount here, $2.86, and then my remainder might go on for a bit more. But at this point, I know that no matter how much more my decimals go on, this amount is going to be less than this amount. So now I can start to answer my question here. Which bottle is the better buy? The better buy is the one where we divided 15 4/10 by $5.39, which is the second one that we did here. So which one is the better buy? That is the 15.4 ounce bottle. Whew. That was a lot to follow there, Ashton. I hope you were keeping up with me. But you see, look at all the steps I'm doing here. And this is just sort of what it takes sometimes to solve these problems. If we don't have the actual answer, we've got to work through it. Okay? All right. Well, hopefully, at least with the first couple of examples there, you saw a couple of simple examples about how to operate division with the moving of the decimal point. I think this might be something that you and I might need to try together. So if you're feeling like you need to see this in real person, in real life, in real time, go ahead and shoot me a message and we can log on to a Google Meet together. And what I'm going to have you do is practice the rest of the page, which is just up to page 125 here. So that's numbers 4 through 10. And practice the division with decimals. And that's where I'll have you pause for today. So if you can just get up to the end of that first page, 125, that'll be good, Ashton. Okay? And then we'll check it tomorrow, or when you submit it to me, I'll check it. Okay? All right, Ashton, good luck, and we will